This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Kaldheim draft, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. If you do, it'll use my referral link. And you can get Kaldheim, Time Spiral Remastered. Check them out. Well, interesting pack we have here. So Calamity Bear is great, especially in a giant deck. But on its own, it's a 4-mana 6/4, more or less. Yeah. Yeah, it did suck in that last game that we blew up their pillar, and then they literally played another one right after that. So there's lots of good cards in this pack. There's nothing like incredible, but cards I would feel okay about first picking are Calamity Bearer, Shepherd of the Cosmos, Glade Warden, Arnie Slays the Troll, maybe to a lesser extent, Stalwart Valkyrie, and Feed the Serpent. I do think we take the Bearer in the end. It does take some building around, but I love that it has such a good baseline. And then when you build around it, it's just completely insane. So, it has a very high ceiling and a reasonable floor. These cards have less high ceilings, but, probably better floors. But I like Calamity Bearer here. The Snowland, probably also in the conversation as first pickable in some packs. I don't think I'd take it over most of the... I would take it over the Valkyrie, for example, but not the other stuff. So we follow that up immediately with an Ascendant Spirit, who, it's a card that really asks for a ton of snow mana to really excel. And there are decks where it works, but there are more where it probably shouldn't have been put in the deck, I feel like. So we might just take snow mana here. There are some good aggro cards here. I mean, Tormentor's Helm is a real thing. Like, the aggro decks in this format are very real. I could consider just going full bore into an aggro deck on my second pick. But at the same time, this is fixing. Fixing really matters in this format because there's so many, cards that are so much more powerful than most of the other cards in the deck that I like Sulphurous Mire a little more. The fixing's good. It's likely we'll have one or two cards at least that care about snow. So I think I'd take it over the Helm or the Frenzied Raider yeah. Okay, so here we're given another Snowland. We've also got Craven Hulk and Frostpire Arcanist. The Arcanist is great if you have a couple of duplicates. The rare is a Berserker, yeah. We don't have those yet, and we're not guaranteed to get them. I think we're really looking at Craven Hulk versus Fjord. Obviously, the Hulk's crazy with the Bearer, but I'd probably take another Snowland here. It's more fixing, and so forth. I think Skull Raid's solid. I don't think it's incredible. It did really burn us in our last game, but, that's going to happen. I don't love Trickster God's Heist. This pack is overall not that great. This is a giant, but it's such a bad one. Though, all the giants are better with Calamity Bearer. Dude. So this Snowland doesn't overlap with anything we're doing. We could still consider taking it, but I think I may just take Immersturm Raider or Raven Form here. I don't love Raven Form as far as removal goes, but I think it is probably the pick here. It's pretty good at removing things, really scary things. Leaving them a bird behind is a bigger downside than you might think, but it's all right. Okay, so we probably take Behold here over a Snow-Covered Island. Behold is really, really good. So we're not really seeing the aggro deck cards really show up for us. Warhorn Blast is one of them, but Behold is great. It's Blue's second best common. I do think it's behind Bergstrider, but it's up there. And I'm a little biased, so if you correct for my bias about cards that, tempo cards that come into play and bounce or tap things, maybe they're equal or Behold's a little better, but I do like Behold a lot too. So, looks kind of like we'll be a giant deck. We're not really locked in on anything, though. So, we've already got a bit of fixing. That always helps. I do like Behold more than Mistwalker. Yeah. Mistwalker is a surprisingly good card, but I do like it more. So I think we want Frostbite more than Goldvein Pick. It's a great removal spell. There's lots of small problematic creatures in this format, and it deals with them efficiently. Hello, El Cheppy. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube channel. Okay, well, here we probably take Shimmerdrift Veil over a bunch of medium stuff. These are late snowlands, late duals. You know, this is the best of the snowlands at common, and this is a really late dual snow card. So we may find ourselves going a snowier route if we're seeing Shimmerdrift Veil and the like this late. Okay, well, all right. Let's grab another snowland. Right now, we don't have any of the real payoffs, but we're getting great mana, if nothing else. And great mana can matter. So here's a couple of good aggro cards that are still around, but given the snow base that we are assembling right now, I'm pretty tempted to take Priest of the Haunted Edge. We've already got 4 snowlands. I think we take her. If we get 4 dual snowlands in pack 1, we really only need to pick up like 3 more for her to be at her bet, for her to be good, and more than that, she'll be great. So I think we take the Priest here. See if snow is as open as it looks. So this Tormentor's Helm also came back. We could consider taking it here. I mean, if an aggro deck ends up being more open than snow, which I think is kind of unlikely right now, but if it happens, we could still sort of turn into an aggro deck, and it wouldn't be that crazy. But we do take. I think we take the Helm here. Everything else in this pack is pretty mediocre, so or worse than mediocre. Okay, pretty late Divine Gambit. It's not splashable. But if I take Code Spell Cleric, like, yeah, we probably want the Cleric. It's going to be better if we end up in an aggro deck. Okay, here's another really late Snowland. I think we just grab it. So we've got the mana base for a good snow deck, and this is something we may just be able to splash. We do need to find... I don't think Blast that saying that the Scald is good in Sagas is... I mean, yes, it's your opinion, but it's basically everyone's opinion. So I don't know if you need to say it. But yeah, it's really great in that situation. We just, looking at other stuff right now. So, Spirit of the Alderguard's great. Lets us search up any of our snowlands. We have a lot already. It's a snowland payoff. Lindworm is a nice finisher. Glittering Frost is fine. Snow-covered Forest is fine. We want those. I think we probably take the Spirit here. And we kind of see if we can do this 5-color snow thing again with maybe base green. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to pick here. Okay, well, there's a Blizzard Brawl. I think we probably take it. We're getting the good snow payoffs now, the green ones. So we definitely take it. We already have a lot of snow, so it's looking pretty good. Wouldn't mind splashing Behold. That'd be cool. Ooh. Well. Okay. I mean, we could still be like a blue-red snow deck, or... I don't know. There's also a Sculptor of Winter here. Maybe that's the more disciplined pick. I mean, the snow decks are just better on average than a giant deck's going to be, and it's not like we've gotten good stuff for the giant deck apart from our Calamity Bearers so far. So I should probably just take Sculptor of Winter here. I think this is the safe pick, the better pick overall. So I think it is what we take. Struggle for Skemfar is nice and all, but yeah, we'll take Sculptor. I mean, literally the only giant thing we have is, it's good, but it's Calamity Bear. We're not looking like a Tormentor's Helm deck, I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Vandal. It never, you always want one of those. Yeah, green feels pretty open, I would agree. We might play this Broken Wings. I don't know when we took that, but... Okay. Let's see. Let's take Binding the Old Gods. We have good fixing, so I think it'll work out pretty well. So yeah, I think we go ahead and take Binding the Old Gods for sure here. We wouldn't mind grabbing some more Snowlands. That much is clear, but I think we take just the powerful cards. Our mana is good enough to just be doing that. All right. Well, I think we take Narfi. Yeah, I mean, again, we do want more Snowlands, but we do already have 5, and we're likely to get more. Narfi's great. You know, we do want to value zombies a little more and snow creatures a little more. But yeah. Ooh, back-to-back Narfi, and then also a Sculptor and a Snow-Covered Forest. I think it might not be the best plan to grab yet another Narfi here. Yet. I think by the end of our deck, it might be really good, but I kind of feel like Sculptor of Winter... You know, we need these enablers... I know. Can we? Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm going to take the Sculptor here. Okay. So, Bounding Gold's great. It's something we can splash easily. So it's definitely in my mind here. Snow-Covered Plains we wouldn't mind. And Priest of the Haunted Edge. It hasn't gotten that much better in this pack. We haven't gotten as many... things as I'd like. So I think maybe we just grab the Bound, which we can already splash without a whole lot of effort, over Priest. Yeah. I think that's fine. Okay. Well, now we grab an Arctic Tree Line. So, yep. And I think now we grab a Snow-Covered Forest. So now I wish... I'm amazed that nobody's in... It seems like no one's in snow, basically, in terms of the snowlands that seem to be wheeling. Okay, so do we want a Snow-Covered Swamp more than we want to Behold the Multiverse? I think so, at this point. We have an amazing snow mana base now. So we do really need to find more snow payoffs. You know, like that second Narfi. That would have been good. They are tap lands, but tap lands in this format are not really a downside if you're not in an aggro deck. So what we're lacking right now, I'd say, is like a win condition. I heard you need those. We could use some more win conditions. That would be great. But you know. Take a Master of the Scald here. We do have Binding the Old Gods now, so I think we're all about it. Yeah, giving up the Bear is not that big of a cost. As nice as it is, you know, I think this Snow route was the way more open deck overall. So yeah, we only have 14 real spells in our deck, so in this last pack, we're going to need some stuff. Scald plus Binding is win condition. I mean, kind of. Can be, for sure. We'd like something a little more, you know, winny, but it'll do it. So, do we need a Graven Lore? So, blue is not one of our base colors right now, and we don't actually have, other than Shimmerdrift Vale and Volatile Fjord, we don't actually have that good of blue mana right now. So I do like Graven Lore, but we have so many cards in our deck that already kind of don't do anything that I think we need to pick up some more real cards, more than we need to pick up Graven Lore right now. And I think I'm going to take another Sculptor, which gives us yet another thing to you know, another snow payoff that can help us ramp. Yeah, the hammer's not terrible to consider, that's for sure. Wow, it's funny to get these back to back. So right now, I mean, this is kind of has the same problem. It does a lot, and it's cool, and it'll be powerful because of all of our snow mana, but we have so few creatures and ways to win. I think that we really need to take the Lindworm here. Like, we don't have a powerful win condition yet, and we have ramp to make the Lindworm really work, so I think we take Lindworm here. Like, we'll get it down early. How easy is it for us to splash? Oh, never mind. There's a Svella. Furious Retribution is good and all, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for us to splash it. And I think Svella fits into our deck a lot more easily. And she's a win condition. Oh my god, there's an Avalanche Caller too. What is up here? Man. Furious Retribution, Avalanche Caller, and Svella. That is a hard pick. So, blue's not exactly a base color for us. I think we take Svella over the Caller, but I would really love them both. That was annoying. Okay. God, are we a Frostpeak Yeti deck? We might be. The way our threats look right now. Sigrid's hard to splash, otherwise I'd do it. Yeah, I mean, we could take another Snowland, but we really need playable cards here. So we're going to take the Yeti. So we could have had a 2 Agar deck, huh? Crap. You know, that's what I have to say about the lack of playables in this pack. For us. I mean, there's plenty of playables for other people. The Valkyrie's not terrible. I mean, it does have flying. That's a thing. We don't really want the pick. Our fixing is already pretty good. We don't have enough to make Agar work. Could take a Snow Plains. I mean, maybe that's just the pick. We need playables, but I think another Snowland there is reasonable. Okay, so we can definitely splash Fall of the Imposter. I guess that's what we do here. Another Narfi. Well, okay then. All right. Works for me. Grim Draugr, I mean, I guess that works for me too. It's a snow win condition, and it's also a zombie, so. This deck is kind of wacky. It could really use some bomb, but you know, we'll be okay. Yeah, the troll would be pretty good common to get, even if we don't get bombs. All right, so I usually like the Thought Thief a reasonable amount in these snow decks, and I think we have enough fixing. We're not really in the market for a Highland Forest, so I think we just take a Thought Thief. We need creatures. I mean, we do need them. No way around that. Okay, so do I take another Snowland here? How are we looking? We're at 22 playables. I think I can take another Snowland here. Yeah. I really wish... Oh my god, that Avalanche Caller came back. Definitely better than Icehide Troll. I really wish... I forgot I was going to say because of the Avalanche Caller, so never mind. But, oh, I think I was going to say I wish I'd grabbed that other Narfi, but... It looks to me like we're turning into a blue-green base. Alright, so we're going to take another Snowland. Oh, the other thing I wish I'd done is taken that Priest. That really would have been useful. I don't think we're going to be able to splash Divine Gambit, but I do think it's a little better than people think. I don't think you really want to splash it in general, but... So this deck looks sweet. You know, that's pretty much our deck. We had to fix the mana base and stuff. I do think we want the one Frostbite. Yeah. And we have the mana to easily, you know, splash it, so we should. Yeah, this deck turned out pretty sweet. Avalanche Caller coming back was a big deal. Even if the Priest, you know, is, I kind of wish I'd had more than one, but yeah. Okay, so we do have to fix our mana base some because Arena is crazy. So, how much red mana are they trying to make us run? Oh, good. They didn't try to throw a mountain in here. That's good news. Usually they would. Yeah, I think they actually did kind of an okay job in terms of the basics it put in. I think maybe we want a forest a little bit more. It's not the second draft in a row because we had that train wreck draft in the middle, but yeah, pretty much Ganado boss. That is pretty much what happened. So blue sources, we have 3, 4, 5. No, we don't have that many blue sources in the end. So I guess maybe that's right. And we have a bunch of lands that add green. Okay, I think this mana base is actually about right. We could consider Raven Form over something. Would I rather have Raven Form than Broken Wings, for example? It does deal with even more stuff. I kind of think I might. Yeah, I do think we run a Raven Form over Broken Wings. Okay. This looks like fun. Too bad we didn't get Path to the whatcha-who's it like we did in our first deck of the day. Or Blood on the Snow. Either of those would have been nice, but, you know. Okay. This seems reasonable. I mean, you know, Fall of the Imposter, we have to have a creature in play first. Same for Blizzard Brawl, but I think I can live with it. Yeah, most of my really wacky snow decks do go 4-3, so I think that's a good guess, Big Daddy. I think that's a good guess. Okay, well, we actually don't have the mana to play the Fall yet anyway, but Grim Jogger can come down now and Blizzard Brawl on a later turn and stuff. I think we probably want to go ahead and play the untapped land and play Grim Jogger here. So Narfies are going to be a pretty nice win condition in this deck too. I mean, he's not the most imposing thing ever, but he pumps a bunch of our creatures and he won't stay dead because we have 1,000,000 snow mana. Like, bringing him back will be really easy. Okay, so I'll probably play another untapped land here so that I can play my Yeti. Let's attack with our Draugr first. Yep, that is all right. What they be foretelling over there? A bunch of counter spells or or what? All right, so let's attack with our Draugr. Okay, so let's play our Thought Thief here. I think we want to use it on ourselves. That's what you want to do with it like 90% of the time because you know what you need. I have no idea if what they really want is another land or, you know, maybe you can know to some extent, like if there are bombs on top of their library, that's pretty obvious. But yeah, you just don't know enough. I think we hold on to that on top for sure. Play our Fjord here. Well, there's there. Behold the multiverse. Yeah, we don't like to talk about the one in between. It's true. It was bad. Put it this way: a 1 and 3 felt like going like, you know, 6 and 3 because of how bad it was. Man, we didn't get any Bird Striders. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit. So, I feel okay about Blizzard Brawling here. Yeah. We'll foretell or behold. There might be something to be said for casting it now just so they can't counter it, but I think I'm okay with foretelling it and then casting it at the end of their turn. I mean, Yeah. It's not, in some ways, it's like not as big of a deal to make your opponent have to counter something on their turn because you know whatever you play on your turn won't be countered. So, you know, it's not all downside, but I would kind of like for it to resolve. I'd really like to find more green mana would be good. And, you know, Narfi be quite good right now. He'd pump our whole board. And we do have 2 Narfis. We could have had even more, but we do have 2. So we do have a little bit of a non-bow here in Bound in Gold, plus Fall of the Imposter. So we might try to find a way to play those 2 together optimally, which isn't always easy. But, okay. Do I want both of these? Kind of gives me both things I was asking for, right? I think we do want both of them. Yeah. Well, there's the more green mana, too. So, let's see. Do I just play Narfi here and attack with everything? I think that seems reasonable. If they want to trade with them both, they can. If they want to trade with one, they can. So, yeah. We're perfectly happy with that, I think. You know, it takes the pressure of those, you know, the Bloodsky Berserker can get completely out of control, so getting him out of our way felt pretty good. This deck doesn't have the same value engines our other deck, our first snow deck of the day did, but it does have Narfi, which I guess is kind of a value engine. Yeah, that doesn't concern us a whole lot when we've got Narfi around, because he's just not going to stay dead. I mean, I think we attack here. Yeah. We could also just put Bind in Gold on that thing and attack him. But I don't think that's what we want to do yet. So let's play Spirit of the Alderguard here. We can actually get him back if we get an untapped Snowland, so that's pretty spicy. Unless I already played a land. I don't think I did, though. We don't have... Well, we do have all our colors, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. In terms of untapped lands. So yeah, we just play untapped land here, and then we'll get back Narfi at the end of their turn. Yeah. Getting back Narfi at the end of their turn and then casting Bound in Gold may just win us the game. It depends on what our opponent can do, obviously. If that's the only body they can play right now and they can't use any of these to, like, kill something, I think we'll probably get there, but... Because we'll have exactly 10 damage after we play... I'm not going to play the Collar yet. We just don't need to do it. I think we're going to force him to have some sort of answer here. I guess Fall of the Imposter even helps us out on the damage front. But yeah. So let's see. They do have a Jarl. But once again, we can just get Narfi back. And I think that's probably even better. I mean, we can get Narfi back this turn and then play Avalanche Caller on our next turn and throw a few lands at them. So, this is one thing our deck earlier didn't have, too. Even though it had, in some ways, you know, it had crazy value engines, but was lacking Narfi and Avalanche Caller. Both cards I like a lot for this deck. Man, we could have had 3 Narfis, I think. That is something that just happens in this format, though, I think, because you have to really weigh options when you're like, I mean, I don't know if Snow's crazy open at this point, or, man, I've taken so many Snowlands that I need to take, like, something else other than a Snowland, but maybe the best card to take isn't so good. But you need playables, so it's a weird format to draft for sure. Alright, solid. Lots of tap lands, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it matters some, a little bit, but not a whole lot. Even the, the aggro decks in this format can, of course, be really, really good, but they're not usually going to be able to run you over quickly enough to really punish you for starting with some tap lands. Okay, so I think we go with Sculptor here because it sets up all sorts of shenanigans. That's a good point, Pizza. That's a good point. Probably just play Spirit of the Alder Guard this turn. And then a snow tap land too. That seems reasonable to me. Yeah. So, do we want the Veil? We've got white, we've got red, we've got green. We're lacking blue and Veil. We could play Veil and name blue. But we could also just grab, like in a lot of ways, when you have this kind of choice, it's better to take a land that adds blue and something else. So I think that's probably what I'll do here and take the Volatile Fjord. The flexibility of Shimmerdrift Veil is great, but when you have a choice, I mean, basically, in the situation, Volatile Fjord was a strictly better Shimmerdrift Veil. But yeah. I mean, if what they want to do here is pay 2 mana to, like, equip their Doomscar Oracle, I think we're okay with that. I'm less okay with them using removal on our poor Spirit, but... Bear Spirit. Well, Binding Gold's going to feel pretty good on that. I'd rather do Binding Gold than Bind the Monster here. I just think if I can use Bind the Monster on something a little bit smaller, I think I'd rather do that. We can play Sfella this turn too, which is great. So yeah, I think we go Bounding Gold. And then we play Forest. And then we go red, green, untap, red. We also have Sfella. So we got like the really good signposts in this one. That's like the main difference. We got the really good signpost snow payoffs in this one, but we didn't get as many crazy powerful rares, basically. Well, that's going to hurt me a little bit to bind, but I can probably live with it since I'm going to get in for 10 here. And I do think that's what we want to do. To go bind the monster, go to 10. Also play our Draugr. Drop them to 6. So they have to have a creature to make these cards matter. So next turn, yeah, I was gonna say next turn we can pretty much use Fella's ability. Good old Sfella. Spirit of the Elder Guard's like main power is definitely in how good of fixing it gives you, but In games where you can back it up with removal and you have like 1,000 snow permanents, it does some serious damage, as we saw in that game. I think it did most of the damage to our opponent. We keep getting our Spirit of the Elder Guard, which has been nice. This is a keeper. We can play something on turn 3, so, you know, that's not bad. Probably lead with the Tree Line. Tree Line at Fjord. Actually, Tree Line Mire Island is probably where we go if our lands stay looking like this. That way we can play our Grim Draugr on turn 3. Yeah. Another aggro deck. Yeah, I do think we want to play the Draugr. It also will let us... I guess I could play it and Blizzard Brawl next turn anyway, but... I think we'll lead with Draugr there. Okay, well... kind of regrettable that I did it this way now, just because I don't have anything to do with my mana. I can pump the Draugr, which, you know, matters. And that's probably what we'll do. Yeah, we want to go with the Chasm in case we can just play Narfi next turn. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pump him. Our opponent can get us with removal here, you know, and get some tempo, except for the fact that we couldn't do anything with their mana anyway, so it's not any real tempo. I have a Yeti Blue mic. And I use like a... it's like a small audio booth to cut down on echo that like goes around the mic. And a windscreen, and that's pretty much it. Alright, well... he did his job anyway, you know. Okay, so it's probably Spirit of the Elder Guard time. So, we have white mana, we have black and red, blue. Doesn't really matter what we grab at this point. I think I will grab the Veil this time just because it'll let us make a decision later based on what we've drawn and whatnot. Interesting. So I think we just discard Narfi since we can just get him back. It would have been pretty funny / painful if they were just like, exile that from your graveyard. Wouldn't have been good. I mean, I think I leave this Elderfang Disciple alone. I probably just bring back Narfi here. I'm going to go with... I guess blue? No, we've got double of everything. It really doesn't matter. We'll go with green. And we'll bring back Narfi. And... yeah, we'll attack. Yeah, they did make our Narfi cheaper. It's pretty funny for sure. Nice. Okay. We've been playing fast games. Kind of thought we might only get through one before I had to go, but we've gotten through 3, and I'm going to get at least through 4. Off to a much hotter start than our other really fun snow deck of the day, which I think started 1 and 2 and ended 4 and 3. But I have had several hot starts like this turn into 4 and 3s, so the end result might still be the same. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a keep. I guess we named red with this. We kind of need blue mana, but our binding... I mean, Svella, yeah, we probably are going to end up naming red with it. We can wait to play it until we draw our next land, which will give us a little more information. So I think that is what we'll do. But yeah, getting Svella down... We're drawing like all our cards that are other colors. It's making me a little bit sad. We're not going to be able to play Svella next turn anyway. We'll have to... Oh yeah, we will. If we name red with this, we will. I guess we'll play her. She can fix our mana for us, and if we ever draw the 4th land for Binding the Old Gods, it will fix our mana for us too. We have a bunch of snow forest duels, so... Yeah, so we're just going to play Svella here. I think we probably use her to make a Manalith unless we draw a land for a binding. We do draw a land, but it is a tapped one, so I think our plan is still pretty much the same, which is to say use her ability. She can attack here, it's notable, but she's not going to. We could use an Icy Manalith pretty badly. Yeah, that's annoying. I kind of think killing the Sculptor is probably a better idea right now. I mean, you know, Herald can attack me and all that, but Sculptor of Winter could help them power out some things prematurely that I'm not prepared to deal with. Yeah. Let's kill the Sculptor. And, oh yeah, I did miss a Svella activation. She's gonna attack, because she's not blocking. I'm not worried enough about Raven Wings, at least right now, to destroy it. Ugh. Guess I'm gonna discard my Yeti. The Scald is gonna get us this back. So yeah, I think we discard Yeti there. I can always Raven form the wings if I really want to as well. Probably gonna put Bounding Gold on our buddy Herald over there. Okay, I guess I don't. Oh, we just drew one of our snow forests, and another one's already in play, so there you go. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna Bounding Gold Herald. Then use Fella's ability. I mean, I am going to use her ability. What I'm trying to decide is if I think anything's worth Raven forming right now. And it's like, yeah, I get rid of Raven Wings, which means I can't upgrade one of their creatures, but it does still mean that they can they'll have a flyer anyway, you know. So it's not it's not awesome. And this way I don't take any damage, but yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's worth giving them a 1/1 flyer at this point. So next turn we can use her ability. You know, I mean, I will take damage, because there's no way I'm blocking with Svella at this point, so... Yeah, I'd rather Raven form that, honestly, so I'm okay with that. Right. Look out, Death Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, we can actually just Master Scald and then cast Binding again. That's better than Svella's ability, which you don't say a lot, but I think it is here. Okay, so, yeah. Oh wait, do I have a creature in my graveyard? Yes, thank God I discarded that Yeti earlier. I think I'm going to attack with Svella here. She's not going to be doing any blocking, so... Yeah. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay. Svella's ability or Narfi? I have 9 mana, so I'm 1 short of Kennel Master and Narfi. I think I kind of need to Raven form the Outrider. So, yeah. Then I think I'm going to attack with our Scald. Probably just gets chumped. Well, they just take 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can use her ability. But I think chances are good that just playing Narfi here is going to be better than her ability. And we can still make another Manalith with her, so... Oh, crap. Okay. That was good. I get to draw 2 cards off of this, and I can't do anything about it. We were already kind of in a not awesome place in this game, but that Toski... That Toski's brutal. Yeah, give him Death Touch, too, because why not? Oh, man. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I have to use Svella's ability here. I think it's more likely to get us what we're looking for than, you know, playing Karfell Kennelmaster's gonna do. So Narfi number 2. So playing the Kennelmaster probably would have been better, but we may be able to really threaten them with Avalanche Caller tokens here. We'll see. Not tokens, but animated lands. The lands will be 5/5s, so, and I can do 12 mana, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I can send 6. Yeah, so losing the Kennelmaster isn't great, but I think next turn we're just dumping all our mana into creatures, so yeah, it's complicated because I do think playing the Kennelmaster was good for defensive purposes, but Avalanche Caller, if we can get to our turn, does definitely give us a better chance of winning than the Kennelmaster did. So, yeah. Well, so much for that. We don't have anything that's really capable of utterly reshaping this board. Is it going to be better to Behold first? I think it probably is. Yeah, we're going to Behold. Spirit of the Alderguard doesn't do it, so it's going to the bottom. I think we have... Do we have a Lindworm? I think we do. Ooh. Oh, that was pretty good, I guess. Unfortunately, Toski will continue his rampage, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could still use her ability, but I feel like Blizzard Brawl plus Frostbite is probably going to work out relatively well for us. And I think we just go ahead and do it. Well, this is a sorcery, so we have to do it now. And we'll go ahead and kill... God, I guess I might just kill this flying token. Yeah. And then I'll use Frostbite to kill this when it attacks me. Yeah. We're still in this somehow. Somehow. Oh, if they attack with everything, I'm dead, but maybe they'll be afraid to. They haven't so far. I guess I'm not even dead if they attack with everything. I would just be... Yeah, I think I'd go to 1. Oh, no. Yeah, they got us. I mean, we could Frostbite it, but they'll just animate their lands in response. So it doesn't really matter if we do. Yep. We had a pretty great start in that game, but that opponent was just able to overpower us. Well, we started 3-1 on the day on this draft. So okay. Well, this'll work. Okay, so now we can play turn 3 Svella if we want to. We couldn't earlier because of the way our mana was arranged. Let's go with the Fjord here. Yeah, so we'll be able to play her next turn. Start doing stuff with her, potentially. Okay, well, alright. Okay then, well, we're gonna play Svella. I mean, there's a decent chance she dies, but, you know, I think we can live with that. So, probably Narfi next turn. I mean, not next turn, but turn after. Okay, well, yeah, alright. So, I think we just go ahead and play a tap land here and play our Sculptor, and then next turn we can play Narfi. I guess... No, we had to play a tap land. I guess if I played an untapped land, I could have made a Manalith and played the Sculptor. Do I just attack with Svella here? I kind of think I do. Yeah. Two free damage. So next turn, Narfi will come down and pump both of these. So, you know, if our opponent decides to spend half their mana equipping their Guardian Gladewalker, I think we're happy with that. If they play something scary, we can Raven form it. We can't play Bounding Gold just yet, but hopefully we get there. Because, you know, that would be useful. Alright, so they're going to spend their turn doing something significantly better than equipping Raven Wings, I would say. Alright, well, maybe not significantly better. Okay, so... I think we still go with the Narfi plan here. Yeah. And then... I think I'm down with just attacking with both. If they want to trade with the Sculptor, that's fine. We never did anything with the Sculptor's mana, but, you know, that's okay. So we've got Raven form to deal with something serious. We can bring Narfi back indefinitely, provided our opponent doesn't exile him. He's been really the powerhouse of the deck so far, more than Svella. Oh, another Frostpeak Yeti, huh? The Yetis be coming. So we probably just play Avalanche Caller here and animate a land and maybe attack with everything. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Yeah. I mean, we're being much more aggressive with Svella than one tends to be, but that is what we're doing. So yeah, so I think we play Avalanche Caller here. And then we'll send in a land, which will be a 5/5. So, do I want to attack with Narfi here too? Probably. We can always just get Narfi back after all. So they take 8. That's an interesting decision. I don't think they meant to do it that way. Maybe they did, I don't know. But I don't think so. Svella's the beatdown in this game. That's just how it's lined up, you know? Man, they're being so... I was gonna say, they're being so aggressive with that that Mistwalker. Okay, so... Yeah, Yeah, we'll bind the monster on the Mistwalker. It's a good creature to use it on. It always feels good to use it on a Mistwalker. Then the question is whether I just want to send a land at them or bring back Narfi and attack with both. So I think we're going to just attack with both of them and bring back Narfi at instant speed. Yeah. Yep, that worked out. Narfi the combat trick. We still don't have white mana, but okay, yeah, we're all right. I was gonna say we can always Raven form something if we need to. This is such a weird game in terms of like we were like in a snow aggro deck there or something. I mean, that's what it felt like more than anything. Our opponent just wasn't playing any creatures, so we just rumbled with Svella the whole time. We never used either of her abilities. Yeah. So that was pretty funny. He does come into play tapped. That's kind of the thing that he does to try to balance him out. Narfi, that is. But yeah, I think we can keep this. You know, 2 Narfis is a little awkward. But Behold the Multiverse and like all our mana is pretty good. So I think we stick with this. We're going to be naming blue if things... Yeah, I mean, I think we probably just play this now and name blue. Yeah. That way we can behold the multiverse later. And blue is one of our main colors, and we don't have it in our other lands, so. Okay, so I think we play an untapped land here and probably foretell behold the multiverse. We could consider just playing Avalanche Caller. Our opponent is probably aggressive, so it's certainly worth considering, but we'll foretell for now. Okay. Yeah, so I think we just play another tap land here. Do I want to just play Avalanche Caller so I at least have some board presence? I mean, I think so. I think doing it now makes some sense. Good chance it's going to get Demon Bolted, but I think that's probably okay. I mean, you know, I'd rather it doesn't, but I have so few creatures in my hand that it's going to happen, you know? Yeah, so they're starting fast enough that this could be a problem. We could potentially get it back later with our port. Yeah, well, they missed out on a damage there. They could have, yeah, they realized that. They could have used Inga Rune Eyes there. So let's go ahead and behold the multiverse on our turn, just in case there's something we see that we want to do now. You know, like that Frostbite. Do Do we need Snowfield Sinkhole? It would give us our second black mana for our port. But I kind of think we're wanting to draw more action a little more at this point. See, we got our second black mana for our port anyway. So there you go. Yeah. Guess I'm gonna play Port of Karfell here. I already have 3 snow permanents, so I can play the non-snow one. And then, yeah, we'll just Frostbite Inga here before she does more annoying things. I'm going to turn that into a much smaller Raven, I think. Or, you know, kill it with Binding the Old Gods. That works, too. I'll take it. Yeah, so tap land, Binding the Old Gods. So I'm happy we're still at 13, I guess, overall. I think we would prefer... Yeah, I mean, right now, we just might not stabilize. Although if our opponent's not doing anything, that does increase our chances of stabilizing. We'll grab our Woodland Chasm. Play a Snow-Covered Plains. Play Narfi. Another Augury Raven. Well, that one will turn into a smaller Raven. Maybe. Bind doesn't seem great right now. But yeah, the awkward thing here is I can't really attack with Narfi right now, and the only other creature I have in my hand is also Narfi. I guess I could attack just to attack and then play the other Narfi and sacrifice that Narfi, and you know, maybe there's something to be said for that. I think, is Bind the Monster a little better here than Raven Form? I mean, in either way, we're giving our opponent a way to do damage to us. Either we're taking 3 straight up, or we're giving them an evasive creature that right now our deck isn't doing anything about. And I almost feel like just taking 3 is a little bit better. So I think that's what we'll do. Sadly enough. Our opponent's just done too much damage to us for us to sit idly by. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't do double Narfi this turn. We will go ahead and foretell our Raven Form, though. Oh, we can do double Narfi. I just can't bring the other one back, is what it is. I guess I might as well do it. It's kind of like I just have a mana sink, a horrible one. So I guess that's what we'll do here. I mean, there's not much to be said about attacking for 4, necessarily. I feel like that's a situation where maybe you should have used that on our Narfi. I guess you can give it haste, actually, so never mind. Never mind about that. Okay. So. Port of Karfell. What do we have in here? We have that Avalanche Caller. We might mill something too, like our Lindworm. So yeah, I'd say we're Port of Karfelling here. Yeah, we'll still have blue up for Raven Form, so. Okay. I mean, Avalanche Rider does give us a way to potentially really threaten them on a subsequent turn. So, Avalanche Caller. So, yeah, I think that he gives us our best chance here. And then we go ahead and Raven Form Augury Raven to keep us at 1 life. And end our turn. So all they have to do is play another creature with haste. Another creature, period, and we're dead. So But this does give us the best chance of finding a way. A minuscule one. They could easily have run amok too, of course. Well, it looks like we're going to get to our next turn. Ooh. They missed lethal there. I don't think it's going to matter, but they did miss lethal there. Because all they had to do was play Kinseekers and give it haste and we were dead. So. But yeah, okay. Let's do this. They are all 5/5s, but I still don't think the math will be on our side. I could have blocked it. Yeah, I think you're right. They didn't miss lethal. Get in there, everybody. Yeah. And we die to our own Raven. Yeah, Raven form is not awesome. But I do think it was worth it in this deck. We were, you know, as good as our deck is in terms of, like, synergy and whatnot, we were pretty low on playables, and we had to make some rather ugly decisions. Okay, so speaking of ugly decisions, so Draugr Thought Thief does provide us a way to get a little bit of card selection and improve our draw here, but I think the complete lack of snow mana and only one color probably means we need a mulligan. Yeah, this is definitely better. I probably bottom the Yeti. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, Raven form might be useful, so. Will this be yet another 4 and 3 with a sweet snow deck? Could be. You know, I have had my win percentage has finally started to rise, but not very quickly. Is that worth binding? I don't think so. Might be later. Ooh, that's not what we want to do. I want to do this. And by bind, I meant bind the monster, not binding the old gods. Do we have mana for that right now? We don't, and I think we're more interested in drawing a land than Fall of the Impostor. We do have a Master Scald if we want to get it back at some point. So, yeah, we're going to graveyard this. If I had mana for it, I would have left it, but I do not. We would have just died to their 3/3 Raven if we hadn't used Raven form to Raven form's credit, but yeah, you know. It bought us one turn, basically. Well, I'd say we're probably binding that now. Death Touch is not our friend. And I don't, when I say bind, again, I don't think we want to use binding the old gods on it. We just don't need to, you know? I think we just bind the monster. And attack. And then foretell Raven form. Let's hope they don't make us discard our only 2 cards. Although discarding Narfi, not a disaster. Though we only have 2 snow right now. Yep, it's a fun 5-color snow deck. Please don't make me discard my 2 cards. That card has burned me so many times in this format. So the bad news is they could have a sacrifice outlet, you know, being black-red, but yeah. Okay. Right, so I think we just play the Sculptor. She'll let us play Narfi next turn, so... yeah. I mean, Vault Robber isn't completely horrendous. It's not great, but, you know... it's worse than Raven form. But it's not unplayable. Alright, so that seems like a better place to use our binding to me. I would assume they're going to attack us here, but... this is a 5-color Snow deck, Aegis Slayer, and it's actually from yesterday, weirdly. But yeah. So yeah, I think we play binding here. It'll help set up like our Priest of the Haunted Edge and stuff in the long run, too. So, yeah, we'll play binding the Old Gods. Blow up the Reaper. And then we're just going to attack. I mean, yeah. Not really a good reason not to there. We haven't seen this today, I don't think, or yesterday, you know, since we've been drafting it. Since we've had this deck, I don't think we've seen the Priests. That's what I'm trying to say. Time. I'd like to draw an untapped land to just play Narfi without the Sculptor's help this turn. Hey! That was convenient. We don't have white yet, right? Right, so we'll get our Arctic Tree line. I mean, I think that would be the right move pretty much no matter what, but yeah. Alright, so... yeah, we'll just play Narfi here. This is the hardest time we've had getting Snowlands in play so far today, and we still have 3 in play for Narfi, so... it's kind of funny. Alright. I don't know which one I'm most excited for in Strixhaven. I don't think we know enough at this point for me to be that excited. I guess there's one of them is like Historians, right? Isn't it? So I should probably be... that's probably the one I should be into, I guess. I haven't I haven't dived too deeply into like the flavor of Strixhaven yet. I've just seen those 5 commands, and that's pretty much it. So, and I remember sort of glancing at what each school is like. But I'll just say the Historian ones for now. Which one is that? Like Historians and Archaeologists is one of the color pairs. Red, white. There you go. Hi, Fuzznuts. Pretty much most sets, and in terms of comparison, you're right. Most sets are bell curve, but there's definitely some that aren't. Thank you for the resubs, Zangief. Well, that kind of sucks. That was a removal spell, more or less, so we would have liked to hold on to it. Can we just, like, top deck our Master Scald here? I do need to draw a real card here. We're kind of out of gas. That is not a real card. Alright, so we attack. Drop him to 11. Play a Snowland. Yeah, we need to draw a card draw. Master Scald. I mean, Master Scald is effectively card draw, so. This set would be interesting to look at on a curve, on a grade curve, because I think it's an even more pronounced bell curve than normal, is what my guess would be. Like, there's way more C's than normal, but then there's like several commons, or at least one common in each color that's like a B or higher, and I think everything but black has like 3 or 4 that are like a B or higher. Hey, Spello works. I can live with that. So yeah, it is an interesting one. Sfella will give us the gas we need if she's allowed to like survive. We kind of hope they kill Narfi here, because, you know, A, we can get Narfi back against 90% of the removal they could be playing. Not feed the Serpent, but we'd almost rather they use it on Narfi than Sfella, because Svella's more of an engine once she's in play. Narfi's an engine in the sense that you just get to play him over and over again, but once he's in play, especially on this board, he's just a 4/3, you know? So, which has some value. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't kill it. I think we still play Sfella here and make them have an answer, but she will be a 3/5, so Demon Bolt will not work. So that part's good. Other things will. Many other things. Oh, that hurts my heart a little bit. We can get Narfi back, so it's not the end of the world, but, yeah. That explains why they haven't been doing anything. I wasn't really sure what was the deal there. They're about to get some stuff back from their graveyard. Or maybe not. Well, they still could. No reason they can't. Come on back, Narfi. Interesting. Do I just go for it here? I mean, the thing is, I think they're already planning on just chump blocking Narfi. So, I'm not that motivated to use Blizzard Brawl here. Yeah, I think we hold on to the Brawl. Hopefully they don't make us discard it, right? And I think we just attack with Narfi here. I mean, they sort of telegraphed that they were blocking one way or another. I guess if it's not a chump, this might hurt a little, but yeah, it is just a chump, though. Okay. We'll just end our turn. I mean, you know, I think the fact that Feed the Serpent isn't a limited all-star is more about how strange this format is than it is about power creep. You know, the aggro decks in this format, Feed the Serpent is like too slow to actually accomplish anything. It's a good card still, you know, and you play it, and it's still a card you first pick sometimes. It just turns out it's worse than, like, some of the creatures in this format or other spells. It's also easier to splash, which really matters in this set because you end up with decks like this one. So this set is just odd in that there are very powerful, a bunch of very powerful commons, but then all the other commons are kind of shrug-worthy. It's kind of what you're looking at. Yeah, it doesn't foretell. It's just a clunky. It's clunky for this set. There's no way around that. But yeah. Okay, so they're just they're just throwing everything in front of our Narfi until they can find something to do. To like not die, I guess. Yeah, Narfi is... You know, I was talking about value engines, and Narfi's doing it. Okay. So we get both of those back. What are you? Oh, you're both clerics. That doesn't seem like a very cleric-y card to me, but... I would have guessed Berserker for sure. Yeah, black is also a weak color, so it's very format dependent. Frostbite does 3 damage for... Oh, I get what you're saying. You're saying 1 red, period. When you write it like that, it makes it sound like you mean 1 generic and 1 red. Yeah, I wouldn't say half of them don't work. I'd say a couple of them kind of don't work. But then also, Snow and Aggro are the only 2 decks that are like really, really good. So that's kind of a interesting thing about this format too. Man, we are drawing all the cards. Wonder why they're saying good game. Oh, it's an accident. I was like, so now it is time to use Blizzard Brawl because the indestructibility here is a problem. So, for them, that is. I kind of don't want them to gain life, but I can't really do anything about it. So, I guess we'll live. I mean, I could Raven form too, but I think that's a little too aggressive here. So, yeah, we'll Blizzard Brawl. Boom. And then attack with an indestructible Narfi, who's going to get blocked. Yeah, Elves really doesn't work in this set. The Foretell deck, you know, as like the blue-white version anyway, doesn't really come together that well. I do think like the black-white deck, the Wizard deck, Wizard/Giants deck, that is, the red-green deck, like I think there's sort of a second tier after the really fast aggro decks and the snow decks. There's a second tier that's reasonable in the right draft, and then below that there's like Elves and blue-white, pretty much. Like it's kind of what we're looking at. Hey, look, there's our other Narfi. I need a mirror gallery in play. That would be great. Yeah, I've had one elf deck that was pretty good, but I had like 2 rares that are elf payoffs, so. My god. They're stalling forever over there, aren't they? They don't seem to be drawing any like real cards, but boy are they drawing creatures to block. Oh hey, that'll be real good. We've been needing a second creature for a while now. It looks like we might finally get one. This has been a funny game. Alright, so then we play Spirit of the Alderguard. I don't even know if there's any snowlands left. There probably are. Oh yeah, there's plenty. Yeah, we'll get this Mire. And we'll get a Narfi back later. This Raven form's just been chilling forever. I do think it'll come in handy at some point. Like, if they ever draw a powerful creature, we're going to be ready for it. Alright, so let's get Narfi. And attack with both. Alright, I think we finally are going to clear the way to win this thing. Feels likely. Now that we've drawn back-to-back creatures. Yeah. It was like, that whole game, they were just like delaying the inevitable, but we finally got there. And we averted the 4 and 3 that I seem to get with every sweet snow deck I draft, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, our deck has pretty crazy snow mana for sure. Um, okay, pretty good hand. I guess we don't have green mana, but I think we can get away with it. The chance, we have all our other mana, so the chances that we draw other cards we can play or green mana are pretty significant. And if we draw 1 green mana, we'll get 2 because of Binding the Old Gods. So, I guess it doesn't matter what we lead with here. Yeah, first pickable lands is definitely an interesting. It's an interesting world. There's our green that we needed. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and play Avalanche Caller here. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think the only other format where lands where this first pickable was like original Mirrodin, where the artifact lands were kind of like this. They gave you so much additional value, but they're frequently worth it. Yeah, so it's a weird format. So I kind of just want to send a 4/4 at him. But the problem is I need black mana for Binding the Old Gods. So I can't send a 4/4 at him if I do that. So I don't think I will. I think we'll just play our Mire here, unfortunately. We could attack here. It's kind of a free attack. There's not a whole lot that can kill our Avalanche Caller just because it's tapped. So I think we are just going to attack here. I mean, yeah, I assumed they would block, but it was worth the try. So we should be able to go turn 4 Binding, turn 5 Ravenous Lindworm. We might play Narfi. Yeah. Well, now that's something worth binding, I would say. He's certainly a nuisance. I don't have to do it now because I have Frostbite, but I kind of think we still do it. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe we hold on to binding. It doesn't mean we can't play our Lindworm right away, but we can still play Narfi. I kind of feel like the fact that I can Frostbite their creature here probably means that's what I should do. So, yeah, we're going to do it. And then we're going to make a Snow Forest into a creature. Yeah. Double, whatchamacallit there. Okay, so we probably just play Narfi this time. Yeah, I mean, he pumps so many creatures in our deck. Like, Narfi's I've had him be pretty good in a deck where he pumps like 3 things, but in this deck he pumps like half our creatures, including Avalanche Callers, Animated Lands. So he's been, like, real good. Man, I was thinking I'd play my Thought Thief next, but now I don't think that's what I'm going to do. We'd rather hold on to these more powerful cards, I would think. See, that's a pretty decent way of dealing with Narfi. I mean, he loses most of his value. Fortunately for us, we do have another one, but, you know, that does work. I'm sort of leaning towards just playing the Draugr here. Yeah. See if they let us. It'll be a 4/3 with that ability, so that's pretty good. Yeah, they don't let us, but frankly, these 2 cards in our hand are much more important that we are able to play them. So I think we attack here. don't have any good blocks, so drop them to 7 works for me. Yeah, so that's probably something I'm more interested in killing. Puts us on a much quicker clock anyway. Well, there's our other green mana anyway, so that's going to be good later. Yeah, so let's play our Binding. Do they let it resolve, or do they have more counter magic? No. Yeah, Binding to bind would be kind of okay, but I think it's probably better to just get that Raven out of our way. We're just going to end our turn. Because they have mana up and cards in their hand, I don't think we exactly have a free attack with our Caller. So depending on what they do on this turn, the best thing might be just to animate a bunch of lands, and until they find a way to deal with that, just keep doing it. So I can send 2 lands at them now, and they'll both be 5/5s. So I think that, and then the Lindworm will be our plan B. So yeah, hold on. We have another white source now, so we may as well send in our snow-covered plains. We do have double green without those cards too, so yeah. So, attack with lands. Oh, I think it's crazy they also have hexproof. Like, why is that a necessary additional thing there, you know? That's just crazy. I kind of forget about it because it seems like it's insanely good without that line of text. And then it's like, oh, by the way, they also have hexproof. It's like, oh, okay. Alright, so, you know, there goes our plan A, but we have a pretty good plan B, I would say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think we probably just go with Lindworm. It's more likely we'll be able to double spell if we draw another spell, if we have our Spirit in our hand. Okay, well there goes plan B. Oh, getting aggressive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll be doing that later, but for now... yeah. I guess we can do it now. Oh, no, we can't. Tap land. If I got an untapped land, I could have done it now. But I can do both in one turn. I can play the Scald and get back Binding, and all in one turn now, so... The Scald at this point is another pretty big body for our opponent to worry about. Alright, so that's what we're going to try to do here. Just go Master Scald. And... Alright, we got there. So we're going to be at least 6-3 with this, which feels about right, I think. Yeah, this will be our last game with this deck, win or lose. Alright, seems pretty good. Be naming blue with our Shimmer fail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think we just play a tap land. Be ready to behold the multiverse. I always love putting the bind on Mistwalkers. It always feels really good. We don't currently have black mana, so I think we probably do want to draw this. We don't have black or red, actually. Oh, no, we just don't have black. But, yeah, I think drawing both of these is good, is my point here. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. We do have the non-bow of Bounding Gold and Fall of the Imposter, but hopefully we can line them up in such a way that it makes a little bit of sense. But, yeah. So I think we play our Mire here. Yeah. Then we bind the monster on the Mistwalker. Then we play Sculptor. We had a pretty fun Path to the World Tree deck yesterday. Okay, so I think maybe I just want to play Grimdraugr and Fall of the Imposter here. If what Fall of the Imposter does is make our opponent not play anything bigger than Mistwalker, that's kind of an okay deal. Especially when you add in the +1/+1 counters. So, you know. Oh. I can't actually untap the forest, but that should be okay. Yeah. If I do it like this, it will work. Untap my Mire. Yeah. Yeah, green mana, snow mana would have been nice for our Lindworm, that's for sure. So I think we'll just go with the Draugr here. Man, I just realized this guy is number 18 Mythic. And they're also probably have 6 wins. That's why we're paired with them. Okay, so do we want to spread the token, the counter love? Probably. We can also play a Lindworm this turn, which is nice. So yeah, so if they do have a removal spell, we've at least spread out the, yeah, the love. So chances are they're trying to avoid Chapter 3 here, but if the unfortunate thing is that with their deck, they seem to have enough ways of interacting that it's probably not that big of a cost for them to not be playing anything here. But I think we'll get the value out of bind the monster either way. But yeah, so let's attack with both our creatures here. See what goes down. Yeah, I mean, they just have enough ways to interact that they'll probably just play, yet again, not play a creature this turn, and it won't be that big of a cost to them. The good news is I do still have Bounding Gold, but in the end, this Fall of the Imposter is going to be a bit of a dud, I think. Or they'll play a bunch of 1-power creatures, which is which is still pretty frustrating. Nice. Alright, so I think I might just Raven form Finn here, and then attack with both. I think that seems reasonable enough. Finn is enough of a problem here. That, yeah, I think that's the plan. And yeah, play Snow-Covered Plains. It's amazing we only have 1 blue mana still. I mean, our mana's been pretty great all day. Most of that's because our mana base is also really good. But yeah. Well, there's a good bound in gold target. Ooh. Yeah, we definitely bound in gold, though, because we don't really want them searching up whatever it is they're going to search up, you know? We'd rather avoid the searching. So if they have a way to bounce the bound, that would have been rough there. There was a chance they could, but not a great one. We're drawing really well here, so we'll see whether or not we can punch through before this 5-color deck gets things going a little better. I mean, so far we've had removal for every roadblock, so, you know. Hi, Deadly Orange, my favorite basic land type. I don't know. Wastes are cool. I think my favorite land subtype is desert. Those are fun. Well, we kind of have to hope this works out, because he's kind of a problem. So let's hope it does. So if it does, I think we win. If it doesn't, we don't lose. But, you know, we're in trouble, that's for sure. Yeah, so let's try. They do have 1 card. Yeah, I mean, things could go real wrong here, but... Ooh, doesn't look like they do. They could still go wrong, I guess. Drop them to 1. I need to be playing my Snowlands because we have a couple different cards that, if we play them, can use a Snowland-related ability. Thank you for the resub, Sloth vs. Platypus. Ooh, that's a little bit of a problem. I'm not, like, crazy down on Ice Peak Yeti, but, yeah, I definitely don't think it's that great. It's just inefficient. I mean, and you hope for a better win condition than Ice Peak Yeti. Like, you would way rather have a 4-mana 3/3 flyer, like the Raven, than you would Ice Peak Yeti, most of the time. Alright, so we attack with Lindworm here. They block. So this will become a 5/5 after Chapter 2, but... our Priest can help deal with that. I mean, you know... yeah. Wow, we got there. Yeah, I mean... you know, I think our deck was good, but I think our last 2 or 3 opponents had some bad luck, you know. But that, you know... usually to get to 7 wins, you need a combination of things. So, and we had a combination there. We drew really well and late in games for the most part, and our opponents did not. Our deck was also quite good, but, you know, I'm just saying.